Jocko, what do I do when one of my teammates isn't really pulling their weight? They used to be pretty good, but things have gone downhill. How can I get them to fix themselves? It is extra tricky because he's a friend of mine.
Okay. Well, you got your teammate / friend that's not pulling their weight, and how do you get them back in the game? The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to help them. Mm-hmm. I'm going to take some weight off of their shoulders. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna actually step in and say, oh yeah, hey Echo, you got that project we're working on, and that little assignment you got. Hey, I gotta stay at the office a little bit late tonight anyways. I'm gonna just give that to me. I'll just hammer it out tonight. I'm gonna be here anyways because I gotta pick up my kids late from school. Is that cool? Just take a little weight off.
Sure.
Just do what you can. Maybe just carry some. How do you know what that person's got going on at home?
Yeah.
Right? What are you gonna jump right down their throat and get all in their face?
Make it worse.
And get things worse when actually that person has a sick kid or has a problem with their husband or wife or whatever, and now we're getting in their face and getting in their grill about it?
Yeah.
No, I'm just going to lean in and give them a hand. Yeah. That seems like what a good teammate would do, especially if the person's your friend. So get in there, and hopefully they'll say, hey, thanks. You know what? I got this problem at home, or thanks, I got this health issue going on. Hey, no problem. And guess what? We just built a little relationship. We bonded a little bit tighter. Yep. We were friends. Now we're even a little bit tighter friends.
Yeah.
So that's a positive thing. Now, there's also a chance, of course, that, well, and to continue down that story, eventually they get healthier, or they solve the problem at home and they get back in the game, and then we're all good. And guess who the next person that might need a little assistance? It might be you. You might be the one with a problem, with a health issue, with a sick family member or whatever. And you're the one that might have to lean on them. You want them to get in your face and start yelling at you about pulling your weight? Mm-hmm. Or do you just want them to say, hey, I got some capacity right now. Let me help you out.
Yeah.
Right? It's so clear how you want to handle that. Number one, you just want to take some ownership of what's going on. Mm. Now, there is also the chance that once they've come back or that you help them out and they start looking at you and saying, oh, Jocko's just going to do all my work for me. Mm. Jocko's just going to, I can just lean on him. He's just going to do everything. Oh, I gave him one task. I'll let him do this other task that I've been assigned. I'll let him do another task that I've been assigned. And if people start giving me their work to do, good. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do their work.
Yeah.
I'm going to do their work. And if they wanted me to do all their work, I'll do all their work, and eventually they won't have a job anymore. Mm. And then I'll take their job. And then I'll get promoted, and I'll hire more people that are going to do the right thing and get after it, right? So that's okay. When somebody wants to put themselves on report for being lazy by allowing you to do their work for them, allow them to fill out that report in full detail. And the other thing is, so then do you jump up and down and say, look, I'm doing Echo's job. Look, I'm doing no, you don't do that. You don't do that. You don't need to do that. You may want to do it because you feel like you need to do it, but you don't.
Sure.
The recognition will come. You just need to be patient. Of course, on top of all this, there is some indirect coaching that you can do to try and get them up to speed, as opposed to saying, you're screwed up, Echo. Instead, you say, hey, Echo, I got some extra capacity with what's going on. Is there anything I can do to help you out? Is there any support that you need? Because I know you're this part of the task is a little bit bigger than mine. Mm-hmm. And so, is there anything I can do to help you get the job done? Mm-hmm. Do you need any support from me? Because I'm actually elevating you a little bit by saying your task is harder and more challenging and bigger and more important. Mm-hmm. Or you can also say, hey, is there anything we need from the boss to help us down here? Is there any support that we should get from up the chain of command? Because I think if we go with a unified front, we could get some help. I'm actually feeling pretty good about my area of responsibilities, but are you feeling good about yours? Because if not, maybe you need some more support. We could get it from you if we go to the boss as a unified front and make it happen. Mm. And then you say, oh, yeah, well, you know what? I got this, and I need another person, or I need some more man hours, or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
We get you moving in the right direction. And that's it.
What if they're just slacking?
They're just slacking. Cool. Let them slack.
Same thing.
Yeah, let them slack. There's also a thing where a lot of times when I come and take your work from you if you're not just a turd, you'll be like, you're like, hey, Jocko, you did this last week. I got it, man. It's no problem.
That's true.
You as a human being will feel like you're not carrying the weight for the tribe. Yeah. And when human beings feel like they're not carrying the weight for the tribe, they want to help. Yeah. They feel like they're not going to get their piece of meat, right? Yeah. So they want to help out. Yeah. You ever seen that? That's what your mom used to do to you when you were a kid. They'd just be cleaning you something. And you feel like, okay, I need to help. Yeah,
100%. Yes.
Or you'll see,
your wife.
My wife will do that to you.
Yeah, she'll do that to me all the time. Actually, every single time. So, you know how I don't know, Saturday comes, We don't have any plans on Saturday. Mm-hmm. So I'm cruising, and my wife starts taking on this kind of big cleaning project, the garage. Mm-hmm. Whatever. I don't know. Garage in my case. And then she'll kind of walk and she'll be like, hey,
what do you want me to do with this thing that I found in the back corner of the garage? What do you want me to do with this? Yeah, and then 3 minutes later, she's back. Well, what do you want me to do with this thing?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, no. Well, yeah, of course, that happens all the time. Mm-hmm. But as far as the example for this, the comparison is she'll be like, hey, can you clean out this whole thing right here? And I'll be like, oh, yeah. I didn't really plan on that whole big project right now. So, maybe I'm kind of doing this unimportant thing or whatever. I'll be like, yeah, I'll do it in a few minutes. But then I'll see her doing it.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And then
doing my work. I'm like, all right, I got to do it. I can't let her do my job because it's kind of my job now.
Yeah. Well, one time my wife on the opposite end of the spectrum, we were planning to redo my backyard a little bit. Sure. And we were going to put in like a 5-foot retaining wall with, concrete block and dig a foundation and all that. And then backfill the soil to fill it up to the level of the 5-foot retaining wall. And so I kind of talked about my wife with, I was going to, hey, this is what we're going to do. We're going to build this retaining wall. We'll put some steps here. Then it'll be good. We can backfill. We'll have a level yard. It'll be really nice. And so then like on a Sunday at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon, she's like, why don't you build that retaining wall today? Yeah. And I was like, it's a little late in the day for me to start that project right now.
Why? You got to get it all done.
Because this was like a 9-day project. Yeah. That's why.
Oh, she wanted you to build it right then and there.
Hey, what are you doing this afternoon? If you're not doing anything, how about you build a 5-foot concrete block retaining wall over here with drainage and then backfill and put sod down? That sounds like something you could do in the afternoon.
Yeah. Hurry up.
Unless you're weak.
Next question. I'm not talking that good into my microphone. Whichever.